Let's talk probabilities from a big table. So we have a big table, lots of numbers. Here we go. If an employee is selected at random, find the probability that employee has a service occupation. Okay, here's service. So if we go over, here's my total, 26,752, and we're selecting at random out of the total of 153,338. That fraction means nothing, and I do not want to reduce it. So I'm just going to divide and change it to a decimal, and then I can turn it into a percent. So 17.4% is the probability of choosing somebody with a service occupation. What proportion of employees are aged 16 to 19 and possess a management profession? Well, 16 to 19 is here, and a management profession would give me 435 over my big total, which is 0.003, which is 0.3%. What is the probability of randomly selecting an employee under the age of 35? Well, all of these people are under 35, so I add these three together to get the total, which is 53,645, and I divide by the total of 153,338. That gives me 0.3498. And if we're going to percent, that's 34.98%. If I'm going to the nearest tenth of a percent, 8 rounds up, that would be 35.0%. Calculate the probability of selecting a sales and office occupation or someone aged 45 to 54. Okay, sales and office is here. So I got 33,566 plus 45 to 54 minus the overlap. Well, if you look at those two lines, here's the overlap right here. So we're going to subtract the overlap because we counted them in both totals. So that gives me 59,486 over my total, because all of these are over the total. I was just a little bit lazy in writing them out. So that fraction becomes 0.388, which is 38.8%. What's the likelihood of selecting an employee at random that it's either 65 and over or works in production, transportation, and material moving? Okay, 65 and over is here, so that's 9234, plus production, transportation, that's here, so we're going to add the 17,927, and then I subtract the overlap, which is 1,019. So that right there gives me, and all of that is over the total, so my fraction becomes 26,142 over 153,338, which is 0.1704, or 17.0%. Which is more likely? Selecting a service employee given he or she is age 25 to 34, or selecting employee 25 to 34 given he or she is a service occupation? Okay, so the first one, we'll call that option A. We'll do that one right here. Option A, selecting given he or she is 25 to 34. So I'm only looking at this one. That means my denominator is 34,439. And selecting a service employee. So where's service? Where's service? Here it is, 6,066. So that is 0.176. Okay. Option B. Selecting an employee who's 25. Well, let me erase this. Okay, here we go. Given he or she works in service. So now we're going this direction. So my denominator is 26,752. And we're still looking up 25. So we still have this 6,066, which gives me 0.227. So the question is, which is more likely? Option B, selecting an employee age 25 to 34 given he or she works in a service occupation. And that is it. That given or if, that's the key. You got to make sure you're paying attention to that. That tells you what goes on, the denominator.